Let's talk about one of the things that Lyft is actually doing that I think is a good thing, and they're talking about driver expenses now. So this is something that these companies have not spoken about, have not talked about, and they talk about their external fees. What about drivers' fees? And what it costs to be a driver and things like that. So they're starting to come clean. They're starting to acknowledge it, and there's actually a link that is in the description. So if you want to check that out after the stream, it's going to take you to where the screenshots are coming from, and you can read through it as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is on the Lyft blog. You guys can go put this headline in, or even on Google search or Siri or whatever. Understanding driver earnings. A lot of work went into this. Even they were even talking about this during the earnings call, but I had to jump here. Earnings call was not over yet. They put a lot of work into this, and David Risher and the team, I do respect this and I appreciate this. Are you listening, Uber? It's time you guys do some shit like this instead of coming and saying, "Oh, drivers earning 33%, $33 per active hour on the Uber platform." Hey, Dara, $33 per active hour with a 50% utilization rate is $16.50, sir, before expenses. And as oversaturated as the markets are, who is driving for the whole 60 minutes nonstop? Okay, let's not do the hocus pocus. Do something like this, Uber. This is awesome. And you guys should go look at this. They used a lot of AAA data. The one thing that I disagree with Lyft on this one thing there was in there, that they only paid attention, Chris, to variable expenses, and they call it something different in their blog, right? But at least Lyft is acknowledging that drivers also do have expenses. And Lyft is saying the same thing, $32 per booked hour. That's in Lyft lingo. They said after those, they figured that the expenses of a driver are close to $7 to $8 per hour. But they did not figure in the fixed costs. The fixed costs, Chris, that we have, like a car note, car payment, insurance payment, right? They only took the variable side of the cost and put it in this report. Assuming that we are turning our cars into cash machines and all our cars are paid off. Lyft, that's not so. A lot of us had notes specifically to the Lyft Lux. We went and bought Teslas, and without control, what happened to those? All those people had $700-800 notes. They were going to do Lyft Lux, right? So Lyft, all I'm asking you now is go adjust that. But I understand. The other thing this report did not include, Chris, which I caught at the end, was that Lyft Express is not included in this. Well, we know Lyft Express are all the renters, and renters get paid automatically 25% less in fares. So there were some holes, but that wasn't the point. I did appreciate this because first time a rideshare company did a white paper like this and acknowledged that drivers also have costs. Uber. So this, you guys should go read. It's really, really extensive. It even has tables on your expense levels, what you should expect according to AAA, what it should be. So if we go to the next screenshot. And this is all in here. So in Lyft's language, variable expenses, we've talked about this, cost per mile. Remember, people, you need to figure out your cost per mile. Fixed costs, variable costs. In Lyft's world, those are called marginal categories. Marginal categories, according to Lyft, is fuel, obviously, because it's variable, it changes. Maintenance and repair, mileage depreciation, extra cleaning, and supplies. Lyft much appreciated that the first time a rideshare company, exec, or group is behind this, trying to educate the driver that there are expenses that they don't count for, because all they do, a lot of drivers, Chris, put gas in the car and go. They think that is the only expense. Well, I do appreciate this. So next screenshot. There were some holes in it, I'm not going to lie. And this is all this information in there. They put in on the right-hand screenshots, you guys will see. It says what type of car you drive and what should you expect your earnings to be per mile, per hour, All of this is in there. Amazing amount of data, amazing amount of work. Again, Lyft, I do appreciate this. Cannot stress this enough. We can't go through everything. It's a long ass report, but I am telling you, people, please go to the Lyft blog. It's on their blog. They created this for driver education, and it's worthwhile. And go see where you belong. According to Lyft, marginal cost per mile should be right about 31 cents. That's one part I don't agree with, because that's the only thing they looked at. And it said, they said median cost per engaged hour is $7.02. So when they tell you $32 per active hour or engaged hour, take that 7, we're down to 25. What if I have a car note? What insurance? None of that is factored in here. So you guys have to factor these out, but they at least started this conversation, which I'm willing to help these people out. Okay. I do understand why they didn't put the car notes and insurance, because everybody's is different. What if you don't have a car note? What if you're driving a paid off car? I get their point, but at least they're admitting, even in Harry's interview, David Risher admitted that drivers do have costs. Uber, you're listening? So don't go out there blurting, oh, everybody's making 33 per active hour, everybody's happy. No, not fact. Thank you, Lyft, doing this. Let's go to the next one. And here's more info. And this paragraph, I think, or this segment was for me really, really valuable. Different needs, different drivers, experiences. And at the end of the day, and this is the last paragraph, at the end of the day, a lot goes into how much a driver earns. Many factors, like the cost to maintain different cars or the decision to drive at different times of the day. They're all telling you guys this, admitting it, saying that when you drive makes a difference in that 32 per active hour or booked hour. What days you drive, what shift you drive, what kind of car you drive. And this is what we've been saying for months, at least a year now on Show Me the Money. And I do respect that they're putting it in black and white. And it says, like the cost to maintain different cars or decision to drive what times of the day are within the driver's control. That is correct. That's why we are so committed to continually introducing app improvements that expand driver choice and maximize their time on the road. For example, our industry-leading stay within area filter, all that good stuff. All I'm saying is this is a wonderful start. This could be improved upon, and I will work with Lyft to improve this, because this is the first of its kind driver education that I've seen from any platform. DoorDash, Grubhub. Why don't you guys do this? Do this. All of you. Learn from Lyft and do this. So much appreciated.
Yeah,
I like it. Please go
the one
visit.
the one thing I do like about this, though, too, is for the people who have not figured out their cost per mile. This is something where you can look at it. That little chart that was there, it kind of breaks down by the type of vehicle that you drive. So you saw, mid-size SUV, sedan, mid-size compact, like all those different ones. It kind of gives you at least a little bit of a baseline, so you can figure out your costs associated with driving when it comes to a per mile basis. And that way, that at least you can help figure out if that ride is going to be profitable for you or not. You still do have to take it a little bit further, coming to what your total expenses are, including your fixed, and go from there. So then that way, what it is when you're driving, and then whether that ride that's coming in, is that profitable for you or not? Should you accept it or not? And that's going to give you a lot better knowledge, so you know how much you're actually going to be making. So those types of things are good to know. And, they did some of the legwork there. You could use those numbers and have a little bit more accurate representation than trying to use the IRS deductible, because let's be real, the IRS deductible is not what your costs are when it's running your vehicle. You want to know what you're going to be a lot more specifically, because it's going to give you a better profit loss analysis when you're trying to do that. And I know most people are not going to do that, but it's something that if you're going to want to make a profit and you want to continue making profit, you're going to have to do something like that. All business owners do something like that already. It's just something that you have to get used to when you're driving. And driving south, thank you. And I agree. If you have commercial insurance, you should not have to fall under TNC's commercial insurance.
I agree. Yeah, you should take all that booking fee that the customer is paying. So, actually, I'm talking about Uber about this. I may even do a test about this, but it's very preliminary, so I don't want to say much. People who are paying already commercial insurance, they should collect all that booking fee that the customer is paying, because according to Uber, all the booking fee is commercial insurance. Yeah, so we're working on this. It's like taking forever. They're moving at snail's pace, these companies, bro. I'm telling you, that's just so frustrating to me, because to me it's like so evident. If somebody has commercial insurance doing black or whatever in their city, why am I double dipping on me? I mean, the external fee especially, that's all commercial insurance. Why are you double dipping? Give me the money that the customer is paying. So but we'll see.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. So hopefully there will be some sort of change where, you can opt in if you have your commercial insurance, or if you want to get commercial insurance, you can opt in, and then that way you're going to get a majority of the fare, and your commercial insurance is null and void when it comes to it. Or I mean, theirs would be null and void compared to yours, where you don't have to worry about it. So those types of things would be great to have. So let's see what happens. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to stop it. I'm telling you, I have so many pans on the fire, it's not even funny. But the other thing, I mean, with this commercial insurance, external expenses, okay, which is 80% commercial insurance. I mean, if you're a full-time driver, you're doing 200 trips, I bet you can get your commercial insurance, get off the Lyft titties, you know what I mean? And probably end up making more money. It's like, hey, they should give the people the choice.
There's definitely a point of return where it's going to be a better ROI if you have, the more you're driving and having your own commercial insurance. It's definitely going to add up. It's just that there's a certain point you got to find out where your point is, and then go from that.
Look at that. My commercial insurance through Progressive in Texas, my 1-year price is $6Gs a year. That's $500. If you're a full-time driver, you're doing 150 trips, they're charging minimum $3 on Uber does anyway, on each commercial insurance, on each trip, short or minimum fares. That's like $450 times 4 is $1,600. He's paying like $500, or she's paying $500. You're gonna make an extra $1,000. Uber has to start thinking about that. Maybe allow people to opt in and to buy their own commercial insurance.
Yeah.
For a part-timer, it may not make sense.
Yeah, if they're complaining about this commercial insurance, well, why not let the drivers offset their own and figure out their own costs? Why have double the cost?
Exactly. Simple.
For the same ride? So it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, we're definitely, I mean, we're all options on the table trying to figure it out. So yeah, we can figure out what's going on and go from there.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club, with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.